Paul Felts operated a service station in Garvin and Governor. And while he was operating the service station, he had a desire to go in the locksmith business. So he started servicing locks out of the gas station and also was employed by Chrysler Corporation. This was in 1934. And Chrysler decided to move to St. Louis, Missouri in the 50s. And so he did not want to move with Chrysler, but moved his business to East Virginia Street in Evansville and started full-time working on logs, becoming a locksmith, and moved back to Evansville with my parents. Later meeting my lifelong friend and wife, Anita Momini, and then my father passed away in 1973. My mother didn't, she worked in the business, but she didn't know how to operate the business. So my wife and I bought her out and started with one employee in 1973. We were known as Felts 222. So we started there, and Evansville was expanding and growing to the east side. And I felt that if we were to continue growing and everything, what we should do is move to the east side.
When we started, we didn't have computers. We had to handwrite everything and do the bookkeeping by hand. And then we got computers, which I didn't like, and we hired Rosie, and she was our bookkeeper for several years. And I would just say, give me a hammer and I'll hit the computer.
As we grew, we were able to buy in volume. In other words, we would buy brand locks and buy several hundred of them at a time, and the same way with key blanks. Another thing with the key blanks that we had done, we had our name embossed on them, and lots of times I would be out around town, and as the name Felts grew, people would say, "Oh, Felts, look at these keys that I have. Look at all the name Felts stamped on there." And that worked out real good, and I think helped grow the company. After working in the business for 37 years, Nita and I decided it was time to retire and do something different. Our son-in-law and had been working here for several years, and we offered to sell the business to him and his wife, April. And we came to an agreement, and David took the helm and has grown the business and done a very good job since that time. Well, when we retired, we had just previously bought an alarm company, Merchants Alarm, and started in electronics. And now David is taking that to a different level. His background is computers and computer programming, and we were involved in card access and cameras to a small extent, and other electronics. Key fobs were just starting. Okay, Paul Felts. Andrea, quit.
I'm not doing anything.
Okay, start off. Good.
Every time I saw your dad, I said, give me a hammer, hit the computer. Which I still say.
Well, back up again.